Work on the Scared Stiff Playfield swap continues. This is the second part of the episode where we do all the troubleshooting after putting the Playfield back in the cabinet. The first part we did all the troubleshooting of the lamps and the flashes. In this second part we're going to do the troubleshooting of all of the switches and solenoid. Okay, so the second last thing we're going to test before we move on to the solenoids is the switches. So we're going to go into switch edges. Now that allows you to test each switch as it gets hit. So we're going to start, and I'll get a little map of the switches. So I've got a printout of a map of the switches, and then I've also got a printout of the switch matrix. Again, I'll put these up on screen as well. So I've got a copy of the switch matrix, and just do the first test. I'm going to start and go down, try and go down, do them in order, so that I can just go around the playfield in order. So I'm going to start with shooter rod, then just go across, do all the in lanes, out lanes, push your flippers up manually and see if you get the end of stroke switch. Important. Check your slings, each of the buttons and the targets. Top lanes up here. So far so good. And then you've got to check your optos. Now the optos aren't quite as easy to test, but they're not too bad. All you've got to do is to interrupt the beam of light. So that's one. It's another opto here. That's good. Opto there. Opto here. Opto down here. These could be done from the bottom of the playfield, probably is better. But you can, in the scoops, put something down just to break the light. Just shows that they are working. Go through the bottom of your playfield doing exactly the same, just interrupting the beams on the optos. These switches all look good, which is fantastic. Now we're going to go in and test the solenoids. So when you go into the solenoid test, I like it on repeat, and that does the same one over and over again. Okay, so there's the auto plunger, loop, gate, upper pop-up, crate door, knock. Okay, trough eject doesn't look so good. Just too good to be true. Left sling not working, right sling not working. So what have we got? We've got 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, that's interesting. So let's just go through the rest of them. Left divert hold. That's going to be difficult to determine. Okay, so the interesting thing though is the ones that aren't working are from 9 down, and see if you can spot what's common with that. 9, 10, 11, you'll see that they're all on the red-black common cable. So we're going to go and have a look, and it's all of them, so it's probably the connector. So let's have a look. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing I did before. If you push the start button, you get to see more information. It's on J113, J133. And on these, the interesting thing as well is it tells you, not only that, it tells you the drivers. So this one is driven by transistor Q48 and Q39. Game off, let's see where we go from there. Okay, back box open, power driver board, plug 132 up here. Let's go and zoom in there, and let's just have a look at that. Let's see. maybe it is being just a problem of the way that it's been inserted. These wires can easily get pulled out. But let's just turn this on and see if just reseating that connector has helped. Let's zoom back out so you can just see the screen. Let's go to test. So the next thing I'm going to do is check the fuse. Let's have a look and see. It'll tell you which fuse it is. Okay, that's 104. We go in. It's 103. So let's have a look at the fuse 103 and see if it's just the fuse. We've checked the connector first. And have a look at that fuse. So this is where the fuses are, and I can actually have a look. I'm a bit annoyed I didn't pick this up earlier. So there's this one. This is 102. I'm just going to get that out and have a look at that. Test it for the continuity. Just with one leg out. I'm just going to put my multimeter on continuity test. Yeah, this one's done. If I have a look at it, I can see it's actually, if this will focus on here, it's blown. And then the other thing that you can do is if you have a look in the back box at the top, if you read here, it'll, on the back box they've actually got, tells you what the fuses are, where they are. So this is 102, 103, 104, 102, 102, 103, 104 that we looked at, and then it tells you what they are. 2, 3 and 4 are 4 amp fuses, and this tells you here, if you look in here, I'll zoom right in there, it tells you 102 that's blown is 9 to 16, solenoids 9 to 16, which were the ones that are busted. So either it's just a fuse that's blown, or there's something that's shorted, and it'll blow again the moment I put it back in. But I'm going to go and have a look quickly in the manual. I believe these are slow blow fuses. I'm actually just going to go and just check all of them, because they're notorious for being the wrong fuses in here, which can do bad things to your machine. So I'm going to go and have a look quickly now. So the irritating thing with this WPC 95 board set is they don't use the same fuses, the larger fuses. They use the 20mm fuses, which are a bit harder to get. They're non-standard. But anyway, I've got some 4 amp 20mm fuses. So I'm going to put back the ones that I took out, which are also correct. They are 4 amp. Just taking the time to check it's not a terrible thing. So they're identical, and I've got one of these extra 4 amps fuses. Now the challenge is just going to be, is that going to blow because I've shorted something in the machine when I turn it on, or is it just a bad fuse? So we're going to zoom right in, and you can have a look. You can watch those fuses as I turn the games on. And here we go. We'll see whether I've got a more sinister problem. Okay, let's go into the test. Okay, Let's go into the ones where we had a problem, which is from 9 onwards. Okay, here we go, 8. Here goes. Oi! So far so good. Left sling working. Right sling. So we'll find out if there is a short, which one. Center jet. Beautiful. Top bumper. Upper jet. Lower jet. This sounds too good to be true. Upper sling. 16, last one. Okay, that doesn't seem to be a problem. I think we're in cooking with gas. It's never just a fuse. Never! It is never just a fuse. My luck's never that good. That's awesome. We're going to end that episode on a high note. Next episode, we look at fixing the crate little LEDs and rebuilding those. Thanks very much for watching. Always make a comment, like, subscribe. Until next time.